Nancy Pelosi announcing we're going to have a resolution on process. Now, this is after Lindsey Graham, Senator Graham, issued a 50 co-signed signatures or 50 co-sponsors of legislation or a resolution condemning what the House has done, which is no due process, followed up with, and this is also important, the fact that we now have a witness going in today, a lieutenant colonel in the United States Army, who there will be no one from the White House counsel's office, no one from the president's private legal team, no one from the agency in that room. And so when they enact their, quote, due process on Thursday, a little late.
They're voting for what the procedure will be going forward from here, Jay. I mean, Jordan referenced that the resolution they're considering as they're introduced it, though we don't have language, references an ongoing investigation and an existing House of Representatives inquiry. Jay, they're doing everything they can to double down on the claim that this is not an admission that they've been doing it wrongly up until now. But just bringing this forward, Jay, is it an admission of exactly that? And I would just pose a question to those who say otherwise. If they now recognize, Jay, that there needs to be parameters, that there needs to be due process, then why are they still taking witness testimony today?
Retroactive due process, and it doesn't exist, and it doesn't make sense. There are people testifying as we speak right now, like this lieutenant colonel that is a staff of the National Security Council from the White House, who's going to testify he doesn't like the president's phone call, and he didn't agree with it, and he doesn't like it, and there's going to be no White House counsel representatives there. There's going to be no transcript available to anyone in the public yet. And this resolution says, well, eventually we'll get all the transcripts to everything, and there will be some due process. But who's going to be left to testify? I mean, that's the question. Who's left? They don't want the whistleblower to testify.
Of course not.
That person disappeared.
So
they're gonna create due process for when it doesn't matter.
So what we then have, if we look at Adam Schiff and his leadership, if we can call it that, is simply a sham, corrupt investigation from the get-go. And that leads to the conclusion that Kevin McCarthy pointed to, that can we use fruit from the poisonous tree to implicate anyone? And I think the answer is no. And I hope the American people will see through this unfair, corrupt process led by Adam Schiff, who, as we all know, is simply a world-class liar.